Yeah, I was gonna say maybe they rediscovered Shark Tale.
Why?
Why isn't it normally trending?
Because someone screen capped like a random screenshot of him holding a wedding ring and screaming, and people for some reason think it's just like the funniest thing ever.
Okay, but to be fair, just that mental image is pretty damn funny.
Oh, I'll make it more than a mental image, sir.
Sir, we are live. We cannot be taken down.
No, we're doing fine.
Screen share me.
Oh no.
Do it.
We've already had enough war. Wow.
For some reason, this is trending on Twitter, folks. Welcome to More Pooh Talk.
We just had one live viewer and they left. You open this picture. I agree with you. One live viewer.
Oh my god.
Well, if that's not proof of the unpredictable nature of the internet, I don't know what is.
I love it.
I love it.
Oh, I have another video to show you guys after this show that I found through YouTube. It's Chuck E. Cheese saying poggers, and it's my favorite video. It's so good. It's really good.
All right, how the heck are we this evening, gentlemen? I'm a cow now.
Wow, Tiki, I always had an inkling. I'm glad that you're finally living as your true self.
Right?
Yeah, we're doing fine. How have things been out on Moo Mesa?
Oh, I'm glad you actually get the reference. Oh God. All right. You know what? That's gonna transition us. Folks, this is gonna be a little preamble. I'm getting it in early because I have more to say about it than usual. Get ready. Before we get into the project,
has a lot to say about it.
Yeah.
We're getting
into here for a while.
We're getting into we're getting into Tiki's top 10 unconventional Frontierland re-themes.
Wow.
All right, so first of all, before I get into this, I just want to just state for the record, I love this project and the theme of it, and I think everyone did a great job and everything.
But were you in love with it?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
Frontierland, I think, is it's honestly a theme that we don't really see a lot done with in the modern day, especially stateside. Like stateside, it's like at Disneyland, it's just kind of like, all right, let's see, Big Thunder's going to anchor it. We got the Rivers of America, and that's about it. And then with Disney World, it's kind of just like Big Thunder and Splash, and oh yeah, Country Bears too, hooray! I don't know. It just feels like both of the lands in different ways feel a little bit uneven. And so I really think that, obviously, I think the best Frontier land, for my money, I mean, as someone correct me if I'm wrong, and if there's a better one out there, but Disneyland Paris has got to be, right?
Tiki is speaking facts.
Yeah, I cannot argue with that.
You're on thin ice, but you're correct for now.
Oh, God.
I've been to one Frontierland, so I'll plead the fifth.
Anyways, top 10 Frontierland re-themes. I'm top 10 Frontierland re-themes. Number 10, Blazing Saddles, and it's literally just kind of like Ghost Town Alive, except more comedic.
There'd be a lot of N-words. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
That's why it's number 10.
It's Tiki time.
It's Tiki time.
We're coming in hot.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize Blazing Saddles I didn't realize Mel Brooks was so controversial. Number 9, Rango. Basically, like doing like Bugs Land, like a lot of perspective and everything. Perspective gags. I think that'd be cool. Speaking of perspective gags, this is going to be really similar. Number 8, Fievel Goes West. I mean, just kind of speaks for itself, right? Number 7. This I actually have a lot of ideas for. Ghost Town, which is essentially, it's kind of like a play on Thunder Mesa, except go more into the supernatural on it. Kind of like have the supernatural element of it be sort of like the main driving factor. Essentially like how Not Scary Farm does its Ghost Town. Shoot, I'm already losing track of numbers. This is great. I didn't number my list, and I think I only have 9. Okay. Number Elephant, Titania. And I already discussed this on the forums, but it's kind of like the Star Fox land with basically kind of like a riff on Galaxy's Edge, but better. Number 61, Indiana Jones. Just because I think an Indiana Jones Frontierland would be kind of cool, and a different take on Frontierland and a different take on Indiana Jones. It'd be interesting.
Wouldn't that just be Cowboys versus Aliens?
Maybe, but I'd be down for it.
Calling it now. That's number 1.
Number 11T, Geyser Point. Basically because I love the idea of Geyser Tower of Terror, and I think a subterranean Frontierland would be kind of cool. Number 20 bajillion. I don't know.
Wow. A big number.
You're doing your best.
Woody's Roundup, just because I appreciate the idea of having like different Toy Story lands that are actually not clones of each other. And for the most part, the Toy Story land concept is, that has been the same. I mean, it's like the same basic concept, but there's been different attractions, and I like to keep it that way. But I think doing a Woody's Roundup land would be really interesting. And finally, number 1 with a bullet. We all know what it is. It's Moo Mesa, motherfuckers. Do you all think I just chose that avatar for nothing? Come on.
I thought you were just living as your true self. I didn't know you were lying to us through synergy.
This was a plug. He was just trying to plug something.
Yeah.
Wild West Cowboys.
See? I was proud of you, and now I'm just mad at your rampant capitalism.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Let's get into the projects.
Tear down the establishment.
Does someone actually have a screen share up for Team Reality?
No.
Well
Fake.
done.
People called you a fake otherkin. What are you gonna do about it?
I'm contemplating, as you can see in my avatar.
In a few shows, Tiki's avatar is gonna be a really proud cow.
Oh my god.
I mean, but let's be real here. The cow doesn't not look a little bit like Tiki.
Oh god.
The cow has tiki vibes. I'll give you that.
I can see it.
Especially the cowboy hat. I see Tiki wears it like everywhere. It's kind of a lot. Every time I see him, he's just wearing a cowboy hat.
Oh, that is unequivocally not true.
And it's always a different one too. Every time I see him, he's wearing a different cowboy hat. I don't know where he gets them.
Sir, I'm calling you out for your cultural appropriation. I do not appreciate you appropriating my culture.
Yeah, cows can't wear hats, Tiki. That's just ridiculous.
Don't make me screenshot Will Smith again.
Is that cow wearing clothes too? This is like unacceptable.
Yeah, they're bad.
I mean,
We thought the Blazing Saddles commented a lot.
yeah, I mean, that show was basically just like anthropomorphic cows in a
You
wild
do
West.
okay. First of all, you guys do realize the Blazing Saddles thing was a joke, right? I don't
I know.
actually want
No, trust me. Blazing Saddles is one of my favorite comedies. Like, it's like,
Blazing Saddles is phenomenal. We're just gonna make fun of you for it because that's what we do on More Pooh Talk.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Can someone please do my screen share so we can like actually talk about the project?
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Pi, we're
Also-
teaching Tiki biology or anthropology, not anthropology, zoology. We're teaching him zoology.
Okay, so
We got there then.
just jumping right into it, I think that as soon as I saw Vegas come up as a theme for Frontierland, I was like, "Oh, that's different. That's interesting. That's bold." And I think this team really kind of took the ball and ran with it. I really like this a lot.
I will say personally that reading through the brainstorming, I was expecting this to be last place.
Yeah,
Really?
And y'all really swung for the fences with bases loaded, and you ended up with a home run.
I don't know. Maybe I just really like outside the box ideas, but honestly, reading the brainstorming to me, it was kind of like it kind of like reinvigorated my my want to play in one of these things.
Yeah, I don't think this would have been last place at any point. Did I think this would have been a last place? But I really appreciate.
I do think,
How
as I said in my
concept is.
feedback, I do think there is a fine line to walk between post-apocalyptic Frontierland and then sci-fi, and I do think the line was blurred a couple of times, and the only reason that's an issue is because Tomorrowland exists. Otherwise,
No,
it's fine.
Yeah, but
I agree.
Tomorrowland's
I wish they would have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tomorrowland's Epcot here. I would give it a pass.
At the same time, I do wish that they went a little heavier into the frontier aspect.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, because I do, like I said, at the base of it, I love that the casino thing was decided on, within the first 5 pages of brainstorming, and they really just kind of they took the ball and they went with it, and once again, I think really
And that's really impressive for Team Reality.
yeah, it is. It is.
Got to even talk about the topic by page 5.
But having said that, what has carried over with Team Reality that I really appreciate their approach is they kind of take the every part of the buffalo approach. I am not a buffalo.
Don't you dare mistake it.
They can hybridize.
Get it right.
All of the bison we have in captivity now are actually beefalo because the genetic American bison went extinct because there were only 15 left. They were brought to the Bronx Zoo. They basically had to hybridize them with cows to keep them alive without inbreeding. So now there is no such thing as a genetically pure bison. So you're at least part bison, Tiki. There's your animal fact for today.
Tiki can be purebred. He just needs a genetic test.
All right, but yeah, it's they use a lot of they don't just settle on one idea squarely. There's a bit of cowboys and aliens in here, which is another idea they were playing around with. There's kind of some Mad Max thrown in for good measure. So
A lot of Fallout.
Yeah, maybe arguably too much Fallout.
There is no such thing.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite too much. Does Pergron think it's too much?
Oh, sorry. I was audibly groaning at my homework.
Oh no, that's fair.
Oh.
I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, and also one thing I forgot to mention. This is a total nitpick, but I want to just address it. It was kind of, forgive me if there's another way to do this, but I really wanted there to be a drop down to the individual attractions. Just kind of like a site navigation nitpick. Everyone's favorite, most exciting thing.
You hit the arrows.
Yeah, you just hit the arrow.
Hit the arrow.
Go back to the drop down.
This just proves that I am an old man. I'm an
Hey!
old man. I'm an old man.
Man,
You did
it.
Wow.
He's learning.
Okay, Boomer.
Cows can learn new tricks.
Yeah. You literally can't write that shit, man. You really can't.
That's right. We're all unscripted here on More Pooh Talk.
I have a little black book full of jokes that I write every night.
In
Furiously write in a mirror while I'm muttering to myself, yes, they'll like this.
All of the tangents are pre-planned.
All right, so we're just going to go in the attractions in order here. Attack of the Mutant Spider. So I said in my feedback, I'm curious to get your guys' ideas on this. I honestly think that this plus Mutant Mountain either should have been merged into one attraction, or could have at least had like more to do with one another, a la how they were originally planning to do Thunder Mesa.
They were talking about that in their brainstorming. Wow, I totally messed up my words. Personally, I'm okay with them being separate, but I think that they should have differentiated the names more, and fleshed out the escape from Mutant Mountain, or that's what it's called, right? Or is it just Journey into Mutant Mountain?
Journey to Mutant Mountain.
Thank you.
Like that really bad Dwayne The Rock Johnson remake of the Witch Mountain franchise.
Yeah. But I know that they were talking about keeping them together. I think they were talking about keeping it as a complex for a time. I could be wrong about that, but there were discussions.
Yeah, I really do think it's unfortunate with the Mutant Mountain of it all, where ultimately I have a feeling it just kind of came down to timing on that end, because it does it feels either rushed or, albeit maybe a little bit incomplete, whereas this feels more fleshed out, even though it's supposed to be the supporting attraction.
Yeah, so this is going to be my biggest nitpick of this project for sure. I think you just should have cut this one.
Really?
Because you had the spiders in the walkthrough.
Yeah,
and I thought those were done so well, and I would have rather seen like two people tackle the Mutant Mountain rather than having it split into this. I think if you guys had cut this and put more not effort, but like more time into Mutant Mountain and really just fleshed that out, I don't think this land would be missing that one attraction.
Yeah, no, they did like one big attraction.
I think this land is pretty stacked in terms of attractions as it is.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
Like, I think that if anything could have been cut, it would have been this.
Right.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Even though I think on the basis of it, I think this is probably, like I said, at the very least, it's more fully realized than the actual Mutant Mountain attraction, and I do like the concept of it for a coaster.
Oh yeah.
I do think just the idea of just kind of like a scary spiders coaster is kind of a cool theme, and I like that it's technically a riff on Big Thunder, and it kind of goes to show how versatile the Big Thunder theme can be. So that's cool.
Yeah.
I think they got
okay. So Honeybee coming in with some BTS stuff.
Coming in hot. BTS.
BTS. Honeybee says, I was against the spider and wanted a different monster, but Homemade Imagineering decided to go with the spider. So,
see, I think even with a different monster rather than the spider, I'd still probably have the same critique, because I feel like, and I mean, correct me if you guys don't think this, but I feel like they got too caught up on, we need a Splash Mountain and we need a Big Thunder Mountain.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, you could have done just one of them, or you could have combined these two ideas and made it into a different thrill ride. I feel like you guys got too caught up on, well, they have Big Thunder and they have Splash Mountain. I just punched my desk.
That's how angry he is.
Yeah, right. But you have those two big e-ticket attractions, so I think you guys got a little too caught up at that. Like, we need to do two big e-tickets, where it could have been one e-ticket, and you could have just really fleshed that one out. Now, that's not to say either of them are bad, but I think that would have like tidied it up, cleaned it up a little bit. But that really is my only nitpick.
I do want to say I love how atmospheric this one is. Like, this is very much an atmosphere ride over a plot ride.
Oh yeah, and that's totally cool. But I think you could have done the same thing with the Journey into Mutant Mountain, and really hammered that, really hammered in the atmosphere there too. But they didn't do that. So with what you guys have, I think this is the better of the two, personally.
Yeah.
But it's also the one that I think could have been cut better, or could have been cut more realistically.
I think both of these attractions were kind of decided pretty late too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, this is it really just scrolling through this. It really just does feel like the byproduct of, especially this man. I'm just calling out whoever wrote this because y'all probably waited until the last minute to write this. The only reason I say that is because I've been in that exact same situation where I'm like, what?
I don't think that matters. To be fair, I wrote Spirited Away an hour and a half before the project was due. So,
okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I don't think timing.
I'm just saying, I've been there. I've been there where I'm just like, I have to crack something out, and it's like, crap. I can only muster like a couple sentences before the actual project is due.
Yeah, I did all of my Power of Vetoes in 1986 about like half an hour to an hour before I had to listen to them. So
I wrote everything super 5 minutes before the project was due. But, no, I think a lot of us work pretty close to the deadline.
I just feel like this is it's a good idea, but at the same point, it's just obviously like not very fleshed out, as you can see with the text.
Yeah, like I really like the concept behind this. I think it's a really interesting like thesis for the land. But I do wish that it was more fleshed out.
Yeah, that's where I was at. I was so excited to get into this and seeing just like little blurbs about it. I was disappointed. Again, it's not bad. I really like the concept of it. It's just reading this where this should have been like your big e-ticket. This should have been
it should have been the tentpole attraction. It should have
right.
been the Rise of Resistance.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just maybe it is like in your like if you guys could have fleshed this out a little more, you guys really could have had that. So it's not the concept of the attraction that's bad. It's just the write-ups. Yeah. Because this really is.
Really, there's not much to go out. There's not much to go off of.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what happens.
All right.
But like, I mean, I wanted to see some three-headed wolves.
We know you did.
Okay, let's get into I think the MVP of the project.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
This thing is insane.
I was talking about this before the show. This is, in my opinion, what won you guys this round for me.
100%. Let's. This is borderline a Halloween Horror Nights maze.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
I think it's better.
Literally, my only problem with it is the setup.
How so?
Because it says restricted area in giant letters on the map. that just reminds me of like the Galaxy's Edge sporks, where it'll be gone in like 3 weeks.
I mentioned this on the forum, but I've played around with the idea of doing like a quote unquote hidden attraction. And I honestly, I'm not quite sure how the underground maze in Super Mario World works, or Super Nintendo World.
I doubt it says restricted area.
No, obviously it doesn't say restricted area. But I'd like to say that at least has the spirit of being something that's at least somewhat hidden. And there's, based on the video I've seen of that, there's a lot more detail to that than I initially thought there'd be.
I hope it's just like a little. I hope it's just like a little flip up tab on the map. Like you gotta just open the map and then you gotta flip it up and then you see the underground.
I like that. That's cool. But no, I don't know. I just think that it's an interesting idea if you could implement it right. And obviously there'd be some logistics and hoops to jump through. I don't know. I just feel like I could see a hidden attraction working under the right circumstances, and
I think it's too big to work, though.
That's fair. Fair.
Yeah, I mean, you probably could cut one part of it, but what would you cut? Because it does all work so well.
Oh yeah,
it all blends together super well. Yeah.
Well, that's why I think they should have just cut the restricted area in like completely, like, and just have it be regular on the map.
Yeah, you can
And
make it. You can make it a restricted area, like thematically, but on the map,
Let
me ask
shouldn't
you
just be like a big red block that says restricted.
Because the map's always kind of removed from the world of the lands, like
right,
like Galaxy's Edge, like doesn't need like a theme park map, but it's there outside of the context of the land as a land.
So does is Nocturne Alley on theme park maps?
Probably. I think there's a bathroom back there. Let's find out. Universal.
Because I think how they handle Nocturne Alley in terms of the map, because to me this whole thing almost feels like a giant, like it's like Nocturne Alley on steroids. You know what I mean?
It's a lot smaller.
Well, no, I know Nocturne Alley is a lot smaller. Obviously, Nocturne Alley literally is an alley, but I'm just saying, at least conceptually, the whole idea of like having something that isn't really openly advertised and is like super thematically immersive, but not really needed.
I have absolutely no idea what Nocturne Alley is.
It's where all the bad people go. It's like the drug dealer alley of Diagon Alley.
I mean, yes, that is exactly what it is, actually.
It's the shady corner of Diagon Alley.
Yeah.
I want that in Galaxy's Edge where I can buy some death sticks.
Oh my god. Oh, they should make that in Galaxy's Edge. That should be Galaxy's Edge 2.0, is like that expansion.
It just like pixie sticks, and you just call it
Pixie sticks. With the old candy cigarettes.
Nocturne, maybe. So I don't think Nocturne Alley's on the map, but the map I'm on also does not list any of the restaurants and shops.
Oh, that's weird.
But also, Nocturne Alley runs through Borgin and Burks.
Okay.
So it's not quite as hidden as you think it is. Is my point.
Yeah, but it's still not like openly advertised, though.
No, you can find it without looking for it.
Yeah, this is worse.
All right, we're getting off of this is all like, I don't know. To me, it's at least in the same spirit as Nocturne Alley. I realize that it's a lot bigger than Nocturne Alley, but
yeah, I just think a red block. I mean, just don't put it on the map if you want to not put it on the map. But
that's what I'm saying. I feel like that would work better than just like restricted area, do not enter.
Right, like a big red block. But
I mean, I'm sure that there's a ton of Halloween Horror Night style mazes that have kind of like do not enter, caution, keep out style.
Yeah, but that's kind of the point of Halloween Horror.
No, right, but it's also kind of the point of this attraction as well. So.
So Tegan responded to my review, and she seemed to imply that it was intentional. So if it wasn't, that's great.
Yeah, and that was 8 minutes. We'll never get back.
That's what I live for.
Talk for you.
We all live to die, and I'm trying to make it happen as quickly as possible.
Wow, that got dark.
Yeah, my biggest critique was in the snake room, or the snake area. Why did you make it?
They all had legs.
Why did you make it smell bad? Like, there's literally a point where it's written that it's like it's putrid and you don't want to be there. It's like, well, why would you put that?
It's because snakes smell bad, Pergron. You should know this.
Yeah, I mean, as someone who has worked with snakes for years, they have a wretched smell. But I don't need it in my theme park.
Yeah. I mean, there's been like the odd sort of haunted house at like Halloween Horror Nights, for example, where occasionally you'll get a room where they just pump in like some foul scents.
A room that smells like snakes. Yeah.
And
but usually it's blood. And that's about it for smells, I think. And blood isn't like that terrible of a smell. It's just like irony, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty metallic. Unless it's deer antler blood. That stinks.
Yeah.
like really bad.
I'll stay away from deer antlers.
Do it. Stay away. Don't never get through. I have a pair sitting on my wall, and I didn't clean them properly the first time, and
No.
it's really bad. But yeah, other than that,
this is also
this is
like
a
a great. This is a great example of something that would give people submechanophobia right here.
Oh my god. This thing would be terrifying.
I'd stand there and watch it all day.
I don't have submechanophobia myself, but I totally get the fear. I get it. All right. So is that it?
Well, this cannot be right next to Seasons of Fantasy because Seasons of Fantasy is on its own continent. You can't reach it from anywhere else.
Yeah, Seasons of Fantasy is its own hard ticket.
Yeah.
Seasons of Fantasy is like Wakanda just exists.
It's got a giant bubble around it. You can't reach it unless you truly believe.
Right. You have to will yourself into it.
Yeah. That's the real second gate.
Okay, so I think this was pretty damn inspired.
This is brilliant.
I like Penn Keller.
I mentioned it in my review, but it reminds me of the robot song from Flight of the Conchords. Really? You all need to listen to better music.
I'm sorry, Ethan.
I'm surprised you don't know it, Tiki.
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
It's very surprising. It's okay. It's fine. I forgive you.
My familiarity with Jermaine Clements begins and ends with Shiny.
Not even. Oh yeah, you haven't seen what we do in the shadows.
No, I did. Yeah, you're right. I have seen that.
Right. No, it's like a whole song about how the robots killed all the humans and how they rule the world. And it has my favorite line ever, which is oh my god, shit, I can't remember it. It's about like how they
so much for being your favorite line ever.
You're right. It's been a while. No, they say like all the elephants are free, and then they're like, but all the elephants are dead, but still it's good. it's really funny.
Did Peter write the song?
Yes, yeah, they did.
They're free. They're dead, so nobody can hurt them. But yeah, this was fun.
Yeah, and the video was great. The animatronic was great.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Highlight that really quick. It does look appropriately run down. I like the idea of combining.
Yeah, it's just on the right side of creepy.
Right. I like the idea of combining, kind of like the Five Nights at Freddy's sort of like horror movie animatronics coming alive thing with the kind of like iRobot sentient robot thing. Like that was a clever, a clever direction to go with it.
Mm.
All right. All right. Anything else on that? We're good.
That was really good.
We're good.
All right. This one, I don't really see the point in having a Skyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very redundant.
Especially where
we have the aeronautics.
Which is weird, too, because you guys mentioned the aeronautics in your brainstorming thread about how you specifically disregarded it, and I don't understand why.
It's not that it's bad. Like, I'm sure it adds some level of kinetic energy to the land, but it just...
Yeah, you can do that with the regular Skyway.
Yeah, you can. You can.
All right. I think even on the map that I had a spot in the Frontierland plot.
Yeah. Because you can even expand it to snake through the land too, if you
really
wanted to.
Yeah, you could have done whatever, but instead you're just like, nope, that's stupid. Let me do the same thing.
And a hot air balloon
on any of these
still would have fit. No, but I'm surprised you've never seen those before, Pergeron.
Maybe I mean Canopy Lake has something similar.
Lake Compounds has one.
Yeah, I've never been to Compounds.
No.
I went on one of these.
Actually, that might be the one at Canopy Lake.
The last year that Great America in California was Paramount's Great America. This was one of these was themed to Survivor. the reality show Survivor. It was weird.
Oh yeah, weren't there a bunch of Tony Hawk versions of this?
I'm sure there probably were.
Yeah, I think that's what I've seen is like a skateboard version as well.
It's a fun ride. I've only been on it once, but I remember there's a surprisingly like a little pop of airtime in that hill in the middle from what I remember.
Yeah, I have actually never seen this sort of ride system before, but it is neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really good. They're pretty old, like 2006, 2007.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it fits really well, obviously, with the roulette wheel. So.
Oh yeah, like honestly, kind of makes me think. Just slightly off topic, but perfect ride system for an Oogie Boogie attraction.
For a what?
It would.
Oogie Boogie.
Oogie Boogie.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh yeah, totally. All right, good stuff there. Okay.
Yeah, this one was a scrambler.
It's a scramble.
It's a scrambler.
I think that was the exact review I gave it.
I do appreciate it being themed to a poker table though, like having all the floor be like that green felt. That would make it feel like kind of unique.
Oh yeah,
it rounds out the land.
Yeah, it does.
My local
the arcade, like I said in my review, I think they should have gone with kind of like a Mad Max, like the kids have taken over the casino theme, just because I think the idea of a cast member like standing there and roping off slot machines to adults only, just like in Disney, that just feels really weird. It's like I feel like alcohol should be the only thing that's like off limits to kids at Disney parks for the most part.
I agree. You can do
you don't want them developing
non-gambling slot machines.
I don't know how you'd approach it. Like maybe like have it be like you don't actually play with the slot machines, but take the casino theme and make it into like a playground. Like I said, like
why not? You can do slot machines for prizes.
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to have a bingo fundraiser because it was gambling for my high school senior year. Then Disney can't put slot machines in for prizes.
Should have just done it in the basement.
The principal called me in because we had it booked and everything, and he's like, "Yeah, you can't do this." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "That's gambling." I'm like, we're giving out tickets for bingo. They do this at old folks' homes.
Yeah. It's only really gambling if it's for money or something of value, and tickets.
Right, but it was
value.
prizes. But the principal's like, "Nope, that's still gambling, and I don't want to get in any trouble."
You should get him fired.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of having the neon cowboy of Vegas be like a character. I think that's fun.
Yeah. And like Bug, I love him so much.
He's a bug cow.
Yeah. Just like Tiki.
You know it. All right.
No, he's not a bug cow. He's a cow bug.
He's a bug man.
So dining, we have a lot of options, and they're all thematically sound. That's pretty much good enough for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know what else to say.
The restaurants are fine.
I like the jackalope.
I like the idea of having a Vegas buffet.
Yeah, I think that's a very good choice. I
like the Golden Corral.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'd like to give a special shout out to The Cure because I'm a sucker for the snake oil salesman character in a Western.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, this is my favorite dining option for sure.
I still think it's a little weird going from post-apocalypse into a nice Italian restaurant.
Yeah, that was the way they did it, though. I got it, and I still think it's a little out of place, but I think they made it fit as well as it could.
It worked.
I think they could have gone a little further with the concept, but it still works.
I thought you were going to say it was weird to go into snake oil. I'm like, no, that is absolutely the first thing that would happen as civilization returns.
Oh, no, I agree. I think it's very fair.
I'm surprised it's not happening now. I'm surprised there's not like people out there like, oh yeah, this will cure the Rona.
I mean, it kind of is. There is that is going around.
I want to see them on carts though.
That's fair.
My horses down the street.
Damn it!
Give it a few years. Once the Democrats take our cars,
Maybe I'll open one. Maybe I'll be the first.
I'll open one.
I'll be the first snake oil salesman in the COVID-19 pandemic era.
Yeah.
All right, so I like the idea of
once we got our ban on fully automatic vehicles. I'm really proud of that joke. I'm sorry.
I like the idea of retail doing past and future, but I just think it was maybe a little last minute to just be like, all right, the stores are called the past and the future.
Yeah, but I like how they worked into each other.
Yeah.
I guess.
I want the present. I want Mad Max gear. I want evil plants. I want stinky snakes. Why didn't you give me the present?
All right.
Give me
And
my
on that note, guys.
snakes.
On that note, guys, I think I'm gonna get out of here because I've got a Falcon Winter Soldier podcast in a few minutes. So,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
Just that reaction.
No, honestly, I'm enjoying it, but it's like it's obviously a show that's built for like people that that know
Fetishize Captain America. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. And I happen to work with someone who does exactly that. So
Beowulf, that was not an invitation, by the way.
it'll be fine. All right, guys. See you later. Hopefully
Goodbye.
someone has screen share pulled up for the next projects later.
I have it pulled up.
Tiki, everybody. Let's give him a round of applause.
Yeah.
He didn't bounce, though.
Thank you. He did not bounce. God. That's our boy.
You gotta love him.
Yeah, we gotta.
Yeah, contractually obliged.
Yeah. That's the only way we could get him to appear on the show.
Right.
Yeah.
The only way we got the show. That's in the contract.
Yeah.
We purchased it, and he's like, you gotta love me, though.
He said, and I quote, "I'm the baby, gotta love me." I'm like, Tiki, that you're a full-grown man.
You're a full-grown cow, man.
And then he just kept bouncing and screaming, "Not the mama!" I'm like, Tiki, you gotta calm down. But now we have more Pooh Talk, so it worked out in the end.
Yeah.
Beowulf, technically we're all animals.
That's true. Yeah. We'll all go feral eventually.
Yeah. God,
Sooner or later.
I'm getting so close. I'm ready to just throw away this homework assignment and go live in the woods.
Do it.
Speaking of living in the woods, let's move on to the first of two Yukon-inspired projects.
Oh, that segue was so good.
So good. So good.
This one was okay.
This one was my least favorite. I agree.
Yeah, I still liked it.
It was good, but it didn't have stinky snakes, and it had too much Paul Bunyan.
I thought that would have been a good thing for you.
What, too much Paul Bunyan?
No, lack of stinky snakes.
Oh.
No, too much Paul Bunyan.
Too much Paul Bunyan is never a good thing. Paul, you don't know what Paul Bunyan has done. None of us.
Let's hear this. This is something we need to dig into.
Paul Bunyan knows what he's done.
Spill that Paul Bunyan tea.
He knows. This is between him and I. If he shows up in the comments, we can have a discussion. Show yourself, Paul Bunyan. Let's settle this now. More Pooh Talk after dark.
Stay tuned.
Fun fact.
We're canceling Paul Bunyan.
Paul Bunyan, not an actual figure of American folklore.
Fun fact, Paul Bunyan, no bunions. Not a one.
No, he definitely does. Definitely.
Impeccable feet.
We're going to slander Paul Bunyan all day.
No, but like Paul Bunyan was actually made as like an advertisement for a logging company.
He's Canadian, isn't he?
No, I'm pretty sure he's American.
Oh, I thought you said he wasn't American.
No. I said he's not an actual figure of American folklore.
People think he's real?
Sir.
From the stuff I've read, it seems like there may have been like some oral traditions among loggers, but Paul Bunyan really took off because of, as he said, the promotional material for the Red River Lumber Company.
Yeah, he's like Storm Along John or like Rip Van Winkle, where he's just
Or
like
Smokey
a folk
Bear.
hero. Smokey the Bandit.
Or Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Ranger Rick.
Or a witch.
A witch.
A witch.
Blue Dragon 5. Yeah, just a nondescript witch.
Salem.
Yeah, he's like
Welcome
a
to Salem. We had a witch.
we don't know their name, but damn it, she was there.
There was one of them we had to have.
We shoot her out. There had to have.
Did you see how many people we killed? One of them had to be a witch.
Yeah.
For real though, Salem's a really somber spot.
Can we just take a moment and admire how
No,
people can always come in with something more and more cursed every week?
No, we shouldn't even give attention to it because then he keeps doing it.
Wait, at the very least, he owns it.
Yeah, don't give him a platform, guys.
Beowulf is living his truth, and I'm proud of him.
Beowulf, you can do what you want, but I don't consent to it.
Pi is a very good point. George Lucas, another fictional character. We're doing pretty well.
All right, now let's start exploring the Yukon Valley.
Good night, priest.
that sounded like really accusatory.
Last week,
Really antagonistic.
last week it was night priest.
And Honeybee's right off the bat attacking Theme Park Priest.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm signing off. Good night. Shut up.
Shut up. Nobody asked. Guys, we're on the second project and we're only 45 minutes in. This is not.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll get tired and rush through them eventually.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll get
This
fatigued.
is not our favorite
Anyway.
project.
The actual land. The backstory I think could have used more.
Yeah, there's none. You just
No, it's like there. It's just not finished. Like
you
there's
just
a-
described
there's
the
a setup.
Yukon, though. Like, they literally just
Yeah.
described the Yukon. They're just
There's
like,
a
this
setup
could have
with
been on
nothing else.
Wikipedia. Give it a story. Make up a corporation that's drilling oil. I do like the trash cans, though, except you guys lost points. Why is there no Budweiser Zero allowed?
Yeah, that's the real reason you guys lost.
Yeah, that's
It's those weird alternate dimensions. One of them doesn't allow Budweiser Zero. Just stand in that dimension.
Now, that's a dimension I don't want to live in. More Pooh Talk, sponsored by Budweiser Zero.
You're contractually obligated to not live in that dimension.
Right.
Yeah.
We have two contracts here. We have the one where we love Tiki and the one where we can't in a universe without Budweiser Zero. We don't have to like it. We just have to exist alongside it.
Budweiser Zero, the beer that tastes.
Yes.
Budweiser Zero. It's a thing.
Budweiser Zero. You can drink it.
Yeah. There's a question mark at the end. It's like you can drink. You can drink it. Anyway, because of the backstory, I was a little confused about the time period, and I think you guys were too. Because there's some stuff that's like very like 1900s, like in the time period that you mentioned in the backstory, and then we have modern kayakers and grizzly bears riding snowmobiles.
Uh-huh.
So it's a little confusing and inconsistent.
I mean, like, I don't know what you've seen, but I have seen grizzly bears riding snowmobiles.
That
Yeah,
sounds.
actually,
I would love to see that.
that's a common misconception. Grizzly bears actually only ride water or like jet skis. Black bears are the ones that take to snowmobiles.
So always remember that if you're in the woods. If it's a snowmobile, it's a black bear, and they're okay to approach.
And funny enough, polar bears are the ones who drive the four-wheelers. You would think they'd be the ones with the snowmobiles.
Yeah.
But no, polar bears don't care about what you think.
They don't get very far.
Polar bears.
That's why they're going
That's why they're going extinct. They chose the wrong off-terrain vehicle. Anyway.
Speaking of wrong all-terrain vehicles, this has nothing to do with it, but I tried to make a segue too.
You did your best.
We're trying. Ice Mountain Rapids was good, but I didn't.
I really liked it, just not in this land.
I really liked it, but not that part that you just scrolled down to. I don't like the anthropomorphic animals in a land that doesn't have any reason to have anthropomorphic animals.
Especially when the backstory talks about man versus nature.
Right,
and
then
how, and then you have you have like a happy-go-lucky bear that's about to get fucking wrecked by a man.
Right. I get you guys were like trying to do like the Splash Mountain Country Bear thing. You shouldn't have.
Yeah.
But that being said, I still really like the gags. I really like the ride system. I wish there were more River Rapid Dark rides.
Yeah. I like Aurora Borealis.
Yeah, same.
At this time of year.
Pretty.
As an Albany man, I'm into the Aurora Borealis. But yeah, the concept was good.
Yeah.
I just don't like.
I like how you picked an obscure whale with the bowhead whale.
Yeah.
You could have gone with narwhals or belugas or orcas, but you didn't. You picked something fresh.
That was just for you.
That was just for me. I'm sure. I believe it. I love you all for it, but I also hate you for it because you made everything anthropomorphic, and that didn't fit.
You don't want an anthropomorphic bowhead whale?
No, I don't. Not at all.
You could ask it all. You could ask it questions and learn how it lives.
That goes against my my personal beliefs, actually.
Well, if you walked into work or when you were working at the zoo and all the animals were suddenly anthropomorphized,
I'd wonder how Beowulf got there and what he did. Did you track me with my email? Is that what you did?
Oh, damn it.
Dr. Beowulf.
Oh, I set up a fake email and I was going to email you and I forgot to do it. And I had it. I made the name Dom Toretto and I made the email Too Fast by Curious. It was really bad. I forgot to email you. Someday.
One day when I'll forget about it in like 2 days.
I did that like a month ago and totally forgot. Anyway.
Oh,
it's a Cheddar.
I like this because
this was really good. I think this was a really good way to do a Tower of Terror without doing like the classic formula.
Right.
You're going up instead of down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also it talks about crude oil and how bad it is because they made it fun.
They did.
You know how to make somebody hate oil? Make it into a drop tower.
I just wish it didn't have the park rangers. I don't think it needed them.
No.
For exposition, I think you could have done that visually or had like a creepier pre-show.
Yeah, you could have had like real corrupt oil men.
Yeah.
No.
Like just covered in oil. Just
slathered. They're live actors.
Some sort
literal oil men
taunting the place.
Yeah, like that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, or even like the spirits, like whatever.
Yeah.
Like you can do like a visual pre-show, and you don't need rangers saying like, "Hello, this is exposition corner."
Although I think Disney should definitely do that. Just station cast members and just be like, "All right, here's the story of your ride."
Yeah.
Everybody sit. Gather around. This is Expedition Everest. You're going into the mountain, and there is a Yeti.
That's all they say.
And then move along. And
You're about to go on It's a Small World. It's about the world. The characters are small.
The world itself is quite
so
large.
So is the world.
I can't walk from one place to another.
He goes into his ECV and rides away.
The water is too big. I cannot walk across it.
I'm in such pain all the time.
Enjoy your ride.
I can't.
We should just walk into Imagineering and the four of us will get a job.
Probably.
We'll force them to. We'll be like, all right, here's our idea. We are contractually obliged to take over now.
We already signed the contract, and it says Walt Disney Imagineering at the very top, so I think you have to.
Yeah. And it's just like, it's like all Comic Sans, I think. But yeah, Beaumont's Dancing Sleds. I commented about this, but this is kind of redundant.
Why?
Because in the Christmas Land,
oh, you're right.
we had the exact same thing.
I forgot about that.
I only remembered it because I wrote it. Otherwise, it's not a very memorable attraction. It was just there to have a flat ride. But yeah. So it was just kind of redundant because they're both sled themed. Like it's not even like they're just similar ride systems. Like they're kind of the same ride.
It's literally the exact same ride.
Yeah. And that's a Universal thing. That's not a Disney thing.
You're right.
We
Rivers
would do
of the
that
North.
at Six Flags. We would do that at Universal. We would not do that at
Yeah. It's like the non sequitur.
These are boats.
They were good. I wish there was more.
I love a boat.
I kept reading James Mason as Jason Momoa for no reason other than
No, it's Captain Nemo. It's James Mason.
Yeah, but I kept reading it as Jason Momoa, and that makes me want Jason Momoa to play the new Captain Nemo.
I would be. For
that's
he'd be closer.
Not a bad idea.
He'd be closer to the real Captain Nemo, the book Captain Nemo, than he would James Mason.
Yeah, you guys accidentally made a good cast. So
yeah, because is he Polynesian?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. Because Captain Nemo's Indian, which is closer than white.
Right.
So, on the scale.
On the scale. On the scale, you have white, you're Polynesian.
We're almost there. We're a few steps away.
But is he Indian or is he like white Indian?
Captain Nemo?
I think he's
I've never actually read it.
No.
Is it like
He's Indian.
No, he is specifically Indian.
His name is Prince Dakar.
So he's not like British colonist Indian.
Well, no. He's Indian and he hates the British because of the colonialization.
Cool. Maybe
and that's like the whole. That's the
Yeah.
whole point of its character. How it's a critique on the British Empire, which is why they edited a third of the book out in the English translations initially. So basically, they took out Captain Nemo's nationalistic rants from the book. Yeah.
I want to go find that book now. The original.
Make sure you get the right translation. Do some research.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I also hate the British colony.
If you go onto the, this is how much of a nerd I am. There's a website called the North American Jules Verne Society, and they have links to all the correct translations.
Ooh, I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah. Or you can just read it in French.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I can put it all in Google Translate. That would be fun.
It's line by line, sentence by sentence, hand typing it.
But yeah, these were boats. They were good. They were fun. Good job.
Yeah. Yep.
And you guys
It doesn't.
included the air.
It's not. I mean, is it Tomorrowland or is it Frontierland if you don't have boats?
No,
I mean,
it's not.
I mean, I feel like Frontierland can work without like the rivers personally, but I can still see like going ahead and including some sort of analog to the rivers of America.
I always find it so funny that like Frontierland has all these like water things where like most westerns are very desert centric.
Yeah.
And deserts, like their whole thing, deserts don't have much, including water. And that's their whole thing. So I've always found that kind of funny.
Mm.
But the Yukon does have water. Unlike deserts.
They do,
Yep.
that's true. You're right.
You guys included Disneyland Aeronautics? A good job.
Yeah, we did see somebody remember that.
I really like this.
I like it too.
Every county fair around my neck of the woods literally has a lumberjack show. So I appreciate that because I always like going to them and seeing people do dangerous things while I don't have to do them. I always like watching people risk their lives when I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
My school that I went to the first time before I dropped out because it sucked had a lumberjack team that did all this stuff in competitions.
Wait, really?
Yeah, like legitimately. Like this was, we didn't have any other, we had a soccer team, but this was our sport. This was the sport that people did.
Lumberjacks.
Yeah, we'd go like it was a football game. Like we'd go like it's Friday Night Lights, but instead we had Friday Night Logs. It was nuts.
Yeah, log roll like a champ.
Yeah, we were all like, you can do it, but we all hated the kids because they were all like super redneck, like woodsman types.
Yeah.
Good times though. But yeah, food exists and you need it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
it's
debatable.
cozy. Yeah.
Tiki doesn't need it because he never wants to talk about it.
That's
I
right.
don't think Tiki eats.
He just drinks his own milk.
Charming atmosphere with the timber cabin and cafe.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah, I
cabin
really
with
like the
two
setup for
ends.
this. Yeah.
Cabin
I
with
think that's
two
totally fine. I
ends,
think
and
we
let's
set it
not
up.
forget it.
I think you set it up well enough where it's okay.
Yeah.
But I liked it.
Yep. I like the other one with the pancakes too. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the one. This is the one with the pancakes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
It was good. It was fun.
Yeah. It's
Pancakes
cozy.
taste.
I don't like the term potato splinters.
I think the funniest part is now there are in the 1986 park. If this had won, there would be 2 all-day breakfast places.
Yeah.
One where you could get a full English, and the other one where you could get stacks of lumberjack pancakes.
Yeah, we're covering both coasts.
Right.
Both sides of the Atlantic.
This was not at all raunchy.
I don't know why this isn't dining, because it's not.
Yeah, it had drinks and
I
pretzels.
mean, it's their version of the Diamond Horseshoe, which
Yeah, but there's no dinner.
There is. Oh, there is.
No.
It's just snacks and some drinks.
Yeah.
You can get a pickle.
That counts. That's close.
Pickle's a
At
dinner.
least it's not. At least it's not a pickle and a corn dog and a hot dog
Yeah. It's better than
or whatever that disgusting thing that they showed at Disneyland was.
what?
Oh yeah, the corn dog, hot dog, fried pickle thing with peanut butter.
Oh, I've never seen that, and
Oh!
I never want to.
I think that was an April Fool's thing. I hope, but
Oh, is that this year?
No,
Yeah.
because it was
Yeah.
before. It was before April.
was it? Was it before April?
It was. It was when they were talking about Disneyland reopening.
Oh no,
They really
Oh,
got to
no.
get those people in.
they've been out for way too long. They've been out of work
Like
for
all the
so long.
chapters,
they're
like,
People like hot dogs. People like pickles. People like peanut butter. Let's make the pregnant woman's favorite
together.
He's learning to cook again.
Yeah, the rat from Ratatouille he's trying, but he's still out of practice. They're building his Epcot ride, so right now he's in charge of Disneyland. He's like, I don't know what the fuck to do. Pulling his hair out. Pulling Linguini's hair out, actually.
Oh.
This was fun, but catchery is not a word.
But it could be.
I mean, we could make it a word.
We just did.
Sir, all words are made up.
It's true.
We could just return to grunts, and it would make just as much sense.
All words are made up, but some are more made up than others.
Yeah.
The level of made up a word depends on how often I personally use it.
That's why we use the
establishmentarianism. I'm pretty sure that's a fake word.
But yeah, this was good. I like king salmon. It changed my life eating it. So it was nice to see salmon appear. Although it's not specified to be king salmon, but I assume where this is like Alaska themed, it would be.
Mm.
Unless you guys are filthy liars and then you deserved your loss even more.
It might be.
But
they look like liars.
Alaskan king salmon and then king crab legs from Alaska. Wow. The greatest combination of food I've ever eaten. It's better than fried pickle corn dogs with peanut butter.
I'm not sure about that. I wouldn't go that far.
Just the sound of it makes me sick.
And here we have the shops.
Yep. Maple trees don't grow in that part of the world.
No, but I mean, it still works.
Canadian enough.
Yeah.
It fits the atmosphere of the place.
Yeah.
I like that you made a shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a plate? Is that a plate?
No, that's a logo.
Oh, well, it could be a plate.
It looks like they do have some Togo merch, at least.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to buy something Willem Dafoe related at a Disney park, and now I can.
Now you can. They're a little bit late for Vinylmations, but
yeah. It's kind of come and gone.
There's still more in the lost.
I'm glad they're gone.
I liked Vinylmation. I had a ton of them.
I was terrified of most of them.
What?
So many of them are so ugly. I didn't like them looking at me.
Like viscerally terrified. I used to get the park ones.
That's fair.
Yeah, the park ones are really good.
My cousin brought me a Star Wars one back, and I threw it away. It was so. It made me uncomfortable. It made me sick looking at it. I think it was Han Solo, and I'm like, why is your face like this?
That's fair. The human ones are weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
I think the only one I ever finished was Muppets 2, and the chase was Waldo.
That's tragic.
Yeah.
What, that the chase was Waldo? He finally made it. He finally became the spirit of 4D.
He did it. He's in the physical dimension.
Yep.
Good for him.
Farewell, honeybee.
He's finally a true being. Have a great night.
And I agree with your last point, that's for sure.
So we have... Well, it doesn't say, I never want to see you again. It says, I never want to see you gain. Which
that was my point.
Could mean a lot of things.
I never want to see you gain.
Gain what?
Gain.
What?
They're not famous, man.
I feel like that's a worse threat than I never want to see you again, is I never want to see you gain. Just anything. Nothing. You will gain nothing in life.
You will fail.
Always. All right, we got one more to go.
Hooray! One more to go.
Huzzah.
This one was a whoop.
Hooray.
Yeah. We did it.
Yep, on to Teen Times take on the Yukon concept with Frigid Frontier.
Yeah.
You had the best name. You guys had the best name.
Yes.
Also, the logo's fantastic. Monty did a really good job.
It is.
And the map. You guys have a map now.
I know. I can't believe you guys. I don't agree with the layout for Seasons of Fantasy, but everything else looks fine.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. We have a complete park map.
Finally, it only took like 5 months.
This is actually sacrilege. This is
This is why you lost.
This is not okay.
But yeah, we in our brainstorming we had thrown out a few initial ideas, but like when Pacific Northwest was mentioned, we latched onto that quickly, and even quicker when the idea of was mentioned. Why don't we do it with like some Alaska/Yukon, and then the Gold Rush got mentioned, and just we took off running with it.
Yeah.
No, I really enjoyed. This was a really close second for me.
Me too. It was really that walkthrough that put the other team over the edge.
Yeah.
This almost had it if that walkthrough was even marginally not as good as it is. They were that close.
Oh yeah, I can totally understand. That walkthrough is incredible. But I also definitely have to say that I really feel like we did that Teen Time did a pretty good job in tapping into the feel of Frontierland without but tweaking it like just enough.
I think you guys were the most consistent.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, there's because this one very much does feel like Frontierland.
Yeah.
Yeah, out of the three, I think that the post-apocalyptic one was the most original, and that's kind of the biggest reason I gave it to it. But of the three, if I gotten to pick one that would go into the land that I would want to visit, it would be this one.
Yeah.
And that's just because I love the aesthetic. And also horses.
Gotta love me some horsies.
Yeah.
Yep, and now we're on to the Klondike River Expedition, which I designed.
Yeah, this was really good.
Let's hear the stash. Take us through this.
So yeah, I'd thrown out like some potential ideas for attractions, among which was, like a Western River Expedition style attraction. And when we started settling more into the gear of this being like our big e-ticket, I saw the idea brought up of the rocking boat ride system that Mac had designed, and I decided to sort of incorporate that into this to add some more thrills at a few points to be more of a thrill ride at times versus some of the other attractions in Frigid Frontier. But besides that, I very much wanted to lean into that sort of classic mold of something like Western River Expedition or Pirates of the Caribbean, where while there is a plot there, it's sort of more about going through sort of the atmosphere of this adventure rather than just following a specific character in their adventure.
Yeah, that was great. And you guys also had like 3 of the top 4 1986. So you guys really had a good feel for what this park needed.
Yeah.
Because it was you, Ace, and Outbound, right? It was the bottom 3.
I think we in our group brainstorming, I think we all kind of realized that we had the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place team members. I think. I think so. Or at the very least, we definitely had the second and third place team members.
Yeah, you guys had fourth because you guys tried to get me out, and then I won the veto and turned it around and I won the veto, or I won MVP of the week or something, and you ended up losing Outbound.
All right, so yeah, we had a stacked experience crew on our side. And as for designing the ride itself, the narrative flow kind of came pretty naturally to me. Starting out with sort of the boomtown setting, then moving on through nature, seeing some various scenes of prospectors in their misadventures, and then we get our sort of more thrill ride portion with the prospectors battling claim jumpers. And then getting into sort of our big finish with the gold-filled cave.
Yeah, it's very Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Yep. All right. And with that, let's go on to Frigid Frontier Express. It's a train.
Yeah, this was one that had very much come up as like our idea for like our D ticket with something that's kind of inspired by like the Calico Mine train.
Yeah, Tiki would definitely go on a rant about the Calico Mine train.
Yeah, he would. We'd have another top 10 list.
Yeah, I'm glad he didn't review this one.
No, that's one thing I mentioned in my review, how your land as a whole had a really cool Knots vibe, to me at least. Yeah. And I think the train was really good. It was a lot of fun. And a good choice, too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we offers a good, like, big family ride in comparison to kind of the more thrilling river expedition.
And Critter Folk Follies.
Yep, which is...
I love this.
Yeah, this is how you do animatronic, or anthropomorphic animals.
Yeah, keep them bolted in.
Yup.
And away.
Keep them stuck in a hotel where I don't have to see them. I
really like this. I really like the song choices. Yeah.
I fucking love the Country Bears. I don't know why I have such a thing against Anthropomorph. It's probably Beowulf. It's you.
Yeah.
The reason I hate Anthropomorphic animals.
Blame Beowulf.
Yeah, I blame Beowulf for pretty much all of my problems at this point.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like Beowulf is the one that got the skunk to spray my dog. Beowulf is the one who gave me this homework that I didn't like.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sharon and Susan did some really nice work with this project, which they brought up very much as a Country Bears analog.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty obvious.
Yeah, and yeah, you can see that right there on the stage.
Yeah.
Thank you for not naming. Thank you for not naming it that. Thank you so much.
Follies. That would have had a very different meaning.
Yeah. That would. I would have marked you guys worse than the worst project. I wouldn't have even reviewed it. I say as I haven't written a review for it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you haven't.
I have to get to that one.
You said you were going to do it in the morning, and now it's night.
I was at work all day. I got called in.
Not it. It was Easter.
Yeah, I know. But we were open because cats went up for adoption.
Oh.
And they're like, hey, you're the newest guy. You're coming in. And of course, I said, well, Jesus didn't rise for work today, but it didn't work.
But did the cats get adopted?
Right, so can I.
The cats all did get adopted. There are no cats left right now. We are catless.
Nice.
We have like 3 dogs. I'm real upset. I'm not gonna have anything to do on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get to play with the cats, but the cats got a nice home.
Yeah. We have rabbits. They're gross. I hate them. Rabbits suck.
Why?
Don't get rabbit.
I have well, my mom has rabbits now.
Yeah, they're gross and they're not friendly. At least ours. I've never met a friendly rabbit. They might exist.
All my rabbits are friendly.
To you.
Yeah, you have the
No,
anomaly.
they're pretty friendly to everyone.
You have the anomaly rabbits.
Rabbits are skittish and they're territorial. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
But if they know you, they're nice for the most part.
They don't poop in their litter box.
No, they don't. They poop. Well, no, you can litter train rabbits pretty easily.
Yeah, you can try.
No, all mine are litter trained, but also they're rabbits, so they poop everywhere anyway.
Right.
But if they're in their cage, they'll poop in the litter box.
Ugh.
Anyway, I like the song choices for this.
Yep. Tomorrow is one of my favorite folk songs. I love that song.
I was about to mention that I first heard Tomorrow
on the Muppet Show.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I have been obsessed with it since.
Yep. I've known it a lot longer, but when I was watching the Muppet Show and it popped up, I'm like, hey, I know that one. Because that's my style of music. Just the worst kind. If it would appear in Country Bear Jamboree, you can assume I'd listen. If it would appear in an animal singing animatronic show at a Disney park, you can assume it's up my alley for music.
But no, the whole attraction.
The
really
Ballad of Zorro. I think that's.
That was an odd pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got your Americas mixed up, guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's still technically North America.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's California.
Is it?
I thought it was Mexico.
Yeah.
I thought it was Mexico.
No, it's Mexican. It's Mexican-owned California.
Okay.
California, or just like when the Mexicans owned California in the time that they might have done that I don't know about.
What it says in the history books.
Right. In the Book of Mormon.
Yeah.
But a really charming show overall.
Yeah.
It is. It's super charming.
Yep. So I don't like anthropomorphic animals, you Wolf.
Yeah, it does. You're lying to yourself.
I don't like them at all. I don't like animals, actually. That's why I work in
like them.
I work in a
do not
studio,
like them in a code. I do not like them with. You will not eat them with a fox. You will not eat them in a cot.
I do not like them on my lawn. I do not like them at a con.
Now that point stands true. But yeah,
Panning for Gold. That's
Panning for Gold
fun.
is such a classic Western themed theme park thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
I like that they gave it a point.
Yeah,
with the prizes.
Yep.
Yeah,
like that the prizes were animal themed.
Yeah, because we know that Peregrine likes animals,
right?
Especially anthropomorphized.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tell us your real thoughts on Mickey Mouse. I hate the guy. He owes me money.
Mickey Mouse is technically a furry.
He is, and he owes me a lot of money. Not as much as Paul Bunyan owes me. Paul Bunyan doesn't owe me money. Paul Bunyan owes me his life.
Yeah.
Yep.
What is your beef with Paul Bunyan?
We'll have to explore that in a sequel series. We have to wait to get deeper into the season to really unpack that one.
Yeah, fair enough.
But now we've got the Frigid Frontier Shooting Gallery, which pretty much I think is I feel like that's one of the constants of Frontierland, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Also, every Cabela's I've ever been into, every Bass Pro Shops.
Yeah.
LL Bean doesn't have one because we're high class. We don't need to shoot things. We can do that in real life. I like this part.
It's
I really
a
like
petting
this
zoo.
part.
Of course you like this part.
I like this part a lot.
It's a petting zoo. Of course you like this part.
I know. Who would have thought?
And
I
there's a blacksmith. I think that's cool.
Yeah. Not as cool as the goats, but you know.
Yeah, and hey, we even found a way to tie in some holiday event stuff for it.
Yeah, you guys pardoned. You know, that's 2 turkeys being pardoned now. That is. Do you guys know what the turkeys do all year long? They don't deserve a pardon. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's fair. We need to not get demonetized. That's the goal. We need that.
Well, we have to be
sweet ad rev.
monetized to be demonetized.
We're so close. What are we
got
at?
a grand
17
total of-
subscribers?
Yep.
Fuck yeah, we've been at that for like a month.
I just got sent into a different dimension.
Ooh, we have 18 subscribers.
Ooh.
And now we have a cemetery. I don't know why we have a cemetery.
Because it's Frontierland. I like it. It rounds out the land.
It is.
I like all the puns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Believe it or not, in our brainstorming, we nearly had a sleigh ride, flat ride go in, but I don't believe we ended up having much progress actually happen on that. So we got these 2 little additions of the petting zoo and this little walk-through cemetery instead.
Yeah. It works. It's good.
Yeah. Oh, and it's food.
Yeah.
And like Tiki, none of us actually eat.
That's
We're
true.
not allowed to. We survive entirely off Budweiser Zero.
That was another part of our contract with Tiki. He said, if I can't eat, neither can you.
Yeah, and he got that worked into the Budweiser Zero sponsorship. It was, I don't know how he did it. I'm so hungry.
Yeah. Interesting fact. Tiki doesn't actually have a mouth.
He doesn't.
Anytime you see it on footage, it's edited on.
It's actually really off-putting when you see him, but he acts like he doesn't realize that he doesn't have a mouth. So I always feel weird, like, pointing it out or looking at it.
Yeah, he actually communicates telepathically.
He does.
In your head.
It's pretty off-putting.
He's an eldritch horror. Our Tiki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sharon, that sounds right.
And now, like a part of any Frontierland, we've got our saloon with the 2 cent saloon.
I really like this.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the one in Knott's. I don't know why.
Because it's a saloon.
You're right.
Oh, no, Tiki's not Marvin the Martian.
He's not.
Marvin the Martian's a cartoon character. Tiki is horrifyingly real.
He's in frightening 4K.
I hope he doesn't come back and actually watch that. If you watch this.
We're just like giving him weird insults for 2 hours.
Tiki, if you made it to 1 hour and 28 minutes, it's all just a joke.
Don't telepathically put nightmares in Pergron's mind, Tiki.
Please don't.
Don't do that.
You definitely have a mouth.
Don't need it.
He's
You
learned
have
his
a
lesson.
mouth. We believe you. We know. You eat food? Of
I
course
see
you
it.
do.
I
Like
see
a
it, Tiki.
human.
It's right there. Anyway, this is fun.
We
It's a good restaurant. They got food.
Yeah, food. It looks good.
Food.
I like the focus on game meats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you say gay meats?
Yeah, game meat. Yeah.
I mean, how do you know? Do you ask?
I do.
That's a little rude, isn't it?
No, it's fine.
They just volunteer that.
It's 2021. These animals don't have rights. I can ask their sexuality if I want to know.
That's true.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Mr. Cow. Are you in fact a homosexual? Yes, I am. Good.
Perfect.
We can serve you. We can serve you at the 2 cent saloon.
Have a big sign on the door that says "We only serve gay meat."
I'm glad they're getting their representation.
I don't know why, but that just killed me.
Yep.
Anyway.
There go the rails. They're back there.
We've never had any rails. This whole show's trackless.
We're multi-track drifting at this point.
I like this one as well.
Yeah.
I have one issue with the menu, and we'll get to it when we get to the menu.
Is it lasagna?
No, is there lasagna in this one? I really hope there is. No, it's the fucking Muktuk. Like, who would come to a Disney park and say, like, yes, I would like the whale, please? Also, I'm pretty sure that's illegal to farm anyway.
Yeah, it's illegal to eat whale unless you're of an indigenous culture that, like, eats whale. like the Inuit are allowed to harvest whales, but, like, you and I can't eat a whale. Unless
I don't know.
Gifts it to us.
I've got a little bit of. That's why they have one Inuit who works in the kitchen, and he gives it to everyone who orders the Muktuk.
He has to bring it to you and say, "I give this to you."
Yeah, this is my gift to you. You actually paid for water.
Yeah,
you paid for the sides, but it comes with another side of Muktuk.
You paid for my services.
It's me, the Muktuk man. Bringing another delicious Muktuk straight to your table.
You should have just done lasagna instead.
Muktuk lasagna.
Ooh.
But as much as I would be interested to try whale, it's not going to happen at this theme park.
No. I feel like out of all of us, you probably have the best opportunity.
I've honestly sort of casually looked for it. Because I'm sure I'd find it somewhere.
I found it in New York City because I went with my friend. He's Filipino, but we went to this restaurant and they gave him a different menu than he gave me.
Really?
Yeah, and it had it literally had shark fin soup and it had whale and it had all the Asian delicacies that are illegal to eat in the United States.
What?
That's funny.
We reported them to the state and everything.
Did you really?
Yeah, we're big conservationists, so I'm not.
I mean, that's fair.
Okay, that's fair.
But the fact that they gave him a different menu just because he's Asian is absolutely wild.
Yeah, that's really funny.
I'm like, you should order it.
Yeah, honestly.
We're gonna report you, but you should order it.
You'll never have the opportunity again.
But yeah, that's my one story where we did something heroic for the whales.
You actually did save the whales that day.
Yep. I did it almost like they did in Star Trek 4.
Yeah.
Star Trek 4, Save the Whales. I've never actually seen it, but I know that's the plot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very important. Anyway, the shops were good.
Yep.
You got shops.
The shops.
Yeah, we don't buy things. We're not allowed to own things. That's another stipulation.
Yeah.
We are allowed no material possessions.
We live very modest lifestyles.
Yeah.
All my furniture.
I say as I look at my PlayStation 5.
No, I rented all that stuff.
Tiki gifts it to us.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
we have a nice Inuit man who gives us all our furniture.
He brings us our We pay for the furniture. He brings us the whale alongside.
Yeah, my Mugtuck man gives me all my furniture.
Should that be the new More Pooh Talk album, the Mugtuck Man?
he comes by every morning and he puts Mugtuck in my little Mugtuck crate.
Your Mugtuck mailbox?
Yeah, my Mugtuck mailbox. Yeah, I check it every morning, and I have some fresh Mugtuck straight just for me.
Gotta check it to make sure it doesn't go bad.
That man gets a ton of action. He's got a really good gig going on.
I suggest everyone hire a Mugtuck Man.
Yeah, I agree. If you're on Mugtuck, just get a Mugtuck Man. What do you do making your own Mugtuck? They have Ben for that.
Do you have any idea how easy it is to get whale without having to hunt it yourself? Just get yourself a Mugtuck Man.
It's so easy. Just get a Mugtuck Man.
Unless you have a vengeful reason to go after the whale, like a Captain Ahab sort of thing.
That's very fair as well. Yeah.
Like I am the Captain Ahab to Paul Bunyan's white whale.
Just go out, rent a schooner, and kill a whale with your bare hands.
Yeah, with your bare hands.
Not that big.
Are you taken from a real bear?
Just strangle it. It'll be fine.
Look, as Americans, we have the right to bear arms.
We can take them whenever we want. They can't drive their off-road vehicles anymore, but that's not our problem.
We circled it back. Good night, everybody.
So yeah, we've got some entertainment for the land as well.
Oh, I forgot about the entertainment. It's a lot of fun. I think it's all really good. It's really just like really good pluses to round out the land, which I really appreciate.
Yeah.
You guys made the right decision with the 96ers, but I am dyslexic and I read that.
Oh my god, I kind of want to see that. They have like a whole stage set up, and they have like a big like cloth banner. Every few hours, a crowd gathers around.
And in my accent, I know some accents it's different, but my accent between ER and OR has no difference. So,
Oh, no.
I didn't like that. It pays to be dyslexic sometimes.
Perfect.
And on that note, thank you for watching More Pooh Talk.
Yeah, all these projects are really great. I'm very excited for the new project. I think it'll be really cool.
So in our next episode, make sure to tune in to see another Tiki Time where he is going to present another pre-made top 10 list.
Yes.
Tune in to whatever episode where you find out what my beef with Paul Bunyan is, and tune in next episode as well to see the Minor 69ers perform.
It's audio only.
Yeah, we can't show that. We're going to be demonetized. All that and more Pooh Talk 6.
Choking sounds.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.